All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. The day is flying by really, really quickly. I wanted to make sure I bring you this stream before the stock market closes because this is really a big deal. It's a really, really important Friday. I want to talk a little bit about not necessarily fundamentals, but a little bit about how news can affect many, many things. So let's... Oh, I think the video quality is much better now. I don't know. Anyway, it's weird with these Zooms. Anyway, let's get right to it. Let's jump right in, and we'll see how much we can get through. Hey, guys, if you want to support this channel, please check out the affiliate page on tonevays.com. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'm going to keep bringing these videos to you. I just tweeted out, well, this is the Unconfiscatable Twitter account. Tweeted out these clips. If I refresh this, check out our clips. We have 4 one-minute clips: one of the carnivory dinner, one of the poker tournament, one of the pinball tournament, and one of the conference itself. Really, really cool. Lots of Twitter activity going on, and I wanted to thank all the speakers. Wanted to thank all the sponsors. I'm going to do some interviews with the sponsors that we had because they have some very interesting products and some very good insights into the industry. So those on the record videos are going to be coming up. Also, the controversy over Trace Mayer and Mimblewimble coin continues to rage on. This was a very funny tweet by Bitcoin Meme Hub. It was One Gold that pointed it out that during the scammies, we had the Scammy Award for Best New Scam, and I had Mimblewimble tokens on there. I don't know if you can hear this. And then Giacomo said, well, you're missing one. It was the actual Mimblewimble coin, which, to be honest with you guys, I did not know Mimblewimble coin existed when the conference began. It's been around since like November. I had no idea it existed. I don't believe it would have qualified for Best New Scam. It only had 1 month of life in 2019. The Scammy Award voting next year will take place in early January. So releasing your scam in November will probably qualify you for the following year's Scammy Award. So Mimblewimble coin, look, there could be better scams this year. I don't choose the categories. It's community driven. Mimblewimble coin could be it. And the irony is that Giacomo called out Trace Mayer, but I didn't know he was calling out Trace Mayer. Guys, I had no idea the whole Mimblewimble coin controversy was even happening during the conference or during the after party. Everything happened in one day. We were running the conference, and Giacomo called out Trace, but not by name. And then I brought Trace on the stage to read the winner of that category. So that was the huge irony behind it. All right, everyone cares about price. We're going to get the price. The Financial Summit, Dominican Republic, 19 to 25. Don't let the virus scare you. And of course, understanding Bitcoin. Okay, price of Bitcoin. We're going to do Bitcoin first, and then we're going to focus on the stock market. Bitcoin is going down. A lot of this might have to do with the stock market. Here is how Bitcoin and the stock market are correlated. They are correlated in the fact that they are both private assets. When people have good paying jobs and people are happy about their financial expectation and people are making money, what happens is they have extra disposable income. And that disposable income has a higher chance of entering the speculative world of Bitcoin. When the financial markets crash, people start to hunker down. They become like turtles. You hunker down, you're like, shit. Well, if my kids are not going to school, like in, say, Japan, and I have to take days off from work, I may not be getting paid. So if I'm not getting paid, I got to save everything I can. So I'm not going to speculate in this crazy Bitcoin stuff. And in fact, if you are losing your job because of the global economic slowdown due to the coronavirus, you are more likely to sell that Bitcoin to put food on the table than you are to speculate in its price. So this is not surprising that the price of Bitcoin is dropping as the stock market is crashing. Now, everything will turn around. I do not believe this is a zombie virus that's going to, destroy the planet. That's insane. The more likely outcome is any week now, like an actual vaccine cure is going to be announced, okay? And everything will be fine. At the moment, from a technical analysis picture, the Bitcoin is being held up by the combination of these two moving averages. But these two moving averages are technically going into a death cross. This is also week one of a price flip to the downside in the sequential. Now, this is a decent area of support. There is no short trade according to the weekly scale unless you fall under the low of that candle. Now, I am fully aware that you had a really bad situation in a similar fashion on this red 2 going below that red 1, which according to sequential, at least how I used to trade it and still do sometimes, is someone says vaccine takes months to develop and test. Yes, the coronavirus has been around for months. This has been worked on. No one, do you really think some doctor goes like this yesterday? I should start developing a vaccine for the coronavirus. Of course it takes months. They've known about this for months. This is how this works. And the countries are actually cooperating right now because of this. And people are working a little bit faster and harder because of this. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something is going to get announced very, very shortly. That's exactly how it works. So yes, this was a red 2 going below a red 1, but you can't trade this blindly. I do not like to trade red 2s or green 2s when the one candle is unreasonably large. See, this was a huge crash on the price flip, and it was already on a fourth candle to the downside. This is not where I'm entering the short. And to be honest, this is also not where I'm entering the short. If the one candle finished just under 10,000, and then the red 2 was going under that red 1 in an orderly fashion, that would be a short trade for me. This is not a short trade for me. Now, this is also a double-edged sword. For the same reason, I didn't want to take on, I'm not interested in taking on the short trade, is the same reason I was hesitant in taking on some of these long trades, because and this long trade I would not have taken on because the one candle was unreasonably large. Okay, I don't like trading the 2s when the one candle is unreasonably large. Okay, so let's go to the lower level time frame. The daily chart is looking very, very bad. I'm gonna delete this. Clearly, the potential for a head and shoulders, and I knew I shouldn't have drawn it to begin with, is gone. Like no good. This is like straight down. We are look how the 200-day moving average held the price of Bitcoin for about a day and a half, and then it cratered. And now the 128-day moving average has so far bounced the price of Bitcoin so far. Now, this is not looking very hot to me. I am not ready to buy this Bitcoin dip. I think it's going to go a little bit lower. I am more interested in buying the Bitcoin dip in the $7,000 area, or as I said on the last video, I'll wait for this orange line to break. If we can break 9,500, I think the worst is over. If we can break 9,500, I think we'll have a bull run. But in order for us to break 9,500, the stock market needs to get back into new all-time highs. That is going to be difficult. We're going to talk about the stock market in detail in a second. The 12-hour chart is on a beautiful 9. Beautiful 9. That's a reversal candle, all oversold metrics. I can certainly see a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside, maybe into the moving average, go back into 9,000, and then probably turn from there. I want to look at the BitMax funding rate. I haven't looked at that in a while. That is a very good metric. I want to see if it's finally favoring the shorts. It is not. So people are still overly bullish Bitcoin. Look at the BitMax funding rate. It still favors the shorts. People are still more bullish than they are bearish, and this is a great counter intuitive indicator where it starts to rise up when the market is high, and when it's on the other side, that means the market is ready to rebound. So right now, this indicator is still favoring the shorts. A GBTC, I want to see the premium come down further. I'm still okay. I am looking to buy this dip at some point, but hopefully I'll get a good chance to buy it at the low. I don't mind buying it at the high, but this is it. I am looking to go into a Bitcoin position, for a longer period of time, and hopefully one day I'll be ready in the very near future. I still think this will be a bigger pullback. CME futures are on a 9. We notified you guys in the notification service. I want to pull something else up from the notification service when we get to the traditional markets. Old season is probably over. We'll see. Who knows? I don't really care that much. I still think the Bitcoin the miner profitability chart will hit this line. The more likely option for this is to be at a $6,000 Bitcoin price after the halving. That's the more likely way to touch this line, because the other way to touch this line is to fall to $3,000 before the halving, and that would be kind of bad. The shitcoins, the top 10 shitcoins, I am keeping an eye on this. So far, the scam of a scam, Bitcoin SV, is still outperforming Bitcoin since the start of 2019, but only by 4%. That should probably go away very, very soon. And BNB, the Binance scam security token, is still the only one that's outperformed Bitcoin since 2019, the start of 2019. Gold, curious? Ooh, what the hell happened here? Holy. What happened? Did they realize that, I don't know, is gold causing, the holding of gold causing the coronavirus? What the hell happened here? Jesus. Yes, Link is 100% shitcoin. Cirilla, sorry to inform you, Link is a shitcoin. It is a centralized database that printed their own money to scam people into buying it. Yeah, I mean, is there news on this? I'm sure CNBC is making shit up, but see, this is a beautiful red 2 going below red 1. Man, I was not watching this market at all. At all. Wow. Wow. I mean, the 9 came 1 candle late. See, this is the kind of red 2, and this is not even a great red 2 you want to short against red 1. Look, I'm not going to say I would have taken this trade, but this is a good sign for the reversal. I thought gold was a little overvalued here, and this is bad. It's not a conspiracy. People just don't want gold anymore. I don't know what happened. People taking profit on gold to cover equity. I don't think so. Why would it happen today? Why didn't it happen yesterday? Yesterday was a bigger disaster in the market than today. Today, the market is rebounding. Silver. Whoa. Oh, people got wrecked. Do you guys have any idea how leveraged this shit is? Wow. Wow. The shitcoin to Bitcoin's gold, the silver. Oh boy. This is, we have to wait for the day to end. Wow. So what's going on in the S&P? I like this. I like this candle, guys, and it's only 2.5 hours to go. As crazy as I am gonna hold my S&P position through the weekend. So here's the S&P. It's on a 7. Look, I went in long a little bit early. I went in early. I'll admit, I went in 1 day early. 1 day early. I mean, I'm paying for it, right? Went in 1 day early. Like today should have been the day I went in, not yesterday. But the thought process was there. You're not always going to be able to time your trades right, but you have to understand why you're making those trades and what your risks are. I also went in with 0 leverage and not with my entire account. So I was able to hold through it. I knew the market was going to open badly this morning, but I was also watching the headlines. And here are the headlines that I saw. Here are the headlines that I saw, and I put them in the alert notification channel. So guys, in the video description, obviously subscribe, but in the video description, there is a link to Telegram's alert notification. And in that notification, we threw in some articles this morning. Where is it? Here it is. So here's what came through the alert. See, I should have been paying more attention to my own alerts because I was looking at the S&P and I wasn't looking at the Dow. But if you look at the Dow, where was it? If you look at the Dow, see this morning, the Dow was on a 9. So I really had no excuse to go into the S&P 500 yesterday. I was going in at like, the bottom half or the middle of this candle. I should have just waited one more day. I should have just waited for that 9. I got a little impatient. I got it because I haven't traded in a while and I didn't know if I was going to be in front of the market today. I should have waited for that 9. Here's the 9 on the Dow Jones right there. Beautiful 9. Hopefully the candle will close this way and tomorrow this gap closes. Not tomorrow, sorry, Monday. Today is already Friday. I'm still confident in this position. I'm still okay with it. But if it goes any further down, then that's it. Then I would be out. I will take my loss. But right now, I'm still confident. I think there are things coming back. Like here's a Reuters story from this morning. Look, this could be lies. This could be press spin. China misreporting numbers. Orders from the plunge protection team to cool off the fear of the coronavirus. Whatever it is, these are the headlines hitting the streets. New coronavirus cases in mainland China fall lowest since January. The coronavirus infection spread in China, where it all began, has already plateaued. The rest of the world has not, because a lot of those people left China. So the infection is still spreading. It hasn't really made it to the US yet. It still might, okay? But the peak in China for the spread of the infection has probably passed. I'm saying probably. I don't know what the numbers are. What about Europe? The peak in infections in Europe is probably, if it hasn't peaked yet, it's going to peak very, very soon. The peak in infections in the US probably has not peaked yet. It may still peak. But the point is, once people realize that infections are on the decline in China, they will then anticipate that infections are going to be on the decline in Europe any day. Plus, the probability that the vaccine is going to be out very, very soon is also starting to get high. And people that are speculating in the market, they don't really, yes, some people panic based on what they see in the news, but other people think it through logically. So the moment the general community thinks that the worst is over, the buyers are going to come back. The shorts are going to cover and take their profit, okay? And the market, I believe, is going to rebound. I'm not saying it's going to go to a new all-time high, but this is a gross overselling of the market. And at the least, I'm expecting it to go back above and hit these moving averages. At least get back to that 3.1, 3.2 area, okay? May not go back to 3.4, who knows? But I am expecting it to go back. The Dow is already on a 9. The S&P is on a 7. The probability that the S&P is not going to hit a 9 is tiny, because in order for the S&P not to hit a 9, we better be above 31.25 by Tuesday evening. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm still comfortable with this position. We will see how the market closes. I may or may not hold it through the weekend, but I think the probability of an up gap on Monday is significantly higher than the probability of a down gap, because I think some of these gaps are going to close. I don't know if this gap will ever close, but I do believe that these two gaps are going to close. I do believe that the market will rebound from the 9 candle that's coming in 2 days. But I think the rebound, like I really thought the rebound was going to start yesterday, but it might have started today. I mean, you never know. Like I keep saying, trading is not easy. Trading is hard. You got to have good risk management and confidence in what you're doing. So I am looking for both of these gaps to close, this one and this one. So at the least, I'm looking at this. I am looking at 31.50. I don't know how soon, but this is what I'm looking at right here. Okay. Where did I go in? I went in around here. I went in around the 200-day moving average. If we get back to the 200-day moving average, I'm back to break even. This is a zero leverage trade, guys. I'm not losing much. It's more of the principle. And maybe next year, I'm going to just, show my retirement portfolio and how I trade my retirement portfolio. This is, that's what I did. Not trading advice by any means. Okay. We're pulling back a little bit right now. I think people may want to stay out of the market going into the weekend. I am still comfortable. I think there is a way higher probability of good news over the weekend than bad news. Could you use TD to number of cases of corona? Probably, but you need accurate data. Your metrics are only as good as the data you put them on. So sure, if you were given good corona cases and deaths data, I don't see why you couldn't use TD on that. It is like a natural function of momentum. Someone is saying, one second, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so Aquarius, you have a comment. People are being boarded up in their homes to die and sweat it out. So that's why the numbers are declining. I have no comment on that, but if true, then I guess my answer is yes, right? Like my point is that the numbers are going down. I'm not here look, we all have our morality issues, right? But the point is, at the end of the day, I got to make a decision for my financial retirement by whether I want the money in the S&P 500 or not. And the reason as to why the numbers are going down is not factored into my decision of whether I'm buying the S&P 500 or not. I got to get one of these masks. I'm flying to Africa. I don't have a mask, guys. I should have a mask. I don't have a mask. I have that useless mask that you saw me one time on the channel with. Okay. I got to show you this other one. I got to show you this other picture. Oh, there was something else. Here's the tweet, right? Again, lots of things are showing up that are indicating that the worst is probably over. And I'm saying probably. Traffic coming back to Beijing. I guess the street was like empty before. So it looks like economic activity is coming back to Beijing. Once Japan opens schools up again, the supply chains are going to come back. So anyway, you guys get the point. Once again, hey, if you want to support this channel, please check out the affiliate page, the Financial Summit. If you are not scared to fly in the Dominican Republic, is going to be awesome. This is where a bunch of us traders get together and talk shop. Okay, I want to show you this picture because it was funny. Hope my friend doesn't mind, but I took off his name and picture. So this is one of my Telegram groups. You can see it's only 4 people, so don't even ask to join. This is a potential family office that we've been talking about starting in a while, but haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, apparently this was an article in the Post. Americans are avoiding Corona amid coronavirus outbreak. So the sales of Corona beer are going down. And here are the rest of his comments. See, we grew up in an era where certain words were not derogatory, where certain words just words. Now they are, so I'm not going to read it. And but it's not that bad. And so the last comment. I can almost guarantee housing prices in Corona Queens are also plummeting. Yeah, so there's lots of irrationality, in the markets. And I think this is why I do believe that the low is in. Now, is this the low for 2020? I have absolutely no idea. But I think this is what I refer to as a tradable bounce. Tradable bounce. A tradable bounce to the upside, make a profit, and then reevaluate. Is the S&P going into an actual bear market? It did, what do you call them? Inverted yield curve 9 months ago matter? What does the inverted yield curve look like now? Like I don't have those numbers in front of me. So all of that could be true. This could be the start of a 50% correction in the S&P. But even within a 50% correction of the S&P, there are tradable bounces. Tradable bounces. Okay. Let me see what else is going on. What about platinum or palladium? Palladium is down big time. Now, unlike gold, if I go to gold or silver, this is not an environment where I would have been long. This does not meet the tone-based criteria for longing an asset at the top. I do not long green 1s above green 9s. I need green 2s above green 1s above the 9. That didn't happen. I would have done a green 3 above a green 2 above the 9. That didn't happen. You can say that at some point this was a green 4 above this green 3, but now we're getting too far into the count at the top, and I don't like that either. Okay, so this would have been tricky for me to be long. Palladium, on the other hand, I am way more comfortable holding palladium at the top than gold. And if there was an asset that I would have been long in that I got just smacked in the head on, it would have been palladium. And it's a good thing I'm not trading right now because I had no idea this happened. I was keeping an eye on the S&P because that's where my position is. And but that's it. But I'm not actively trading other assets this year, maybe next year, probably next year. So, and this one isn't down as bad as gold and silver is. I think this one is, well, I don't know. Let's see. We were down 12.5%. Yeah, that's pretty bad. What about gold? Oh, yeah, no, palladium's way worse. Look at that, only 4%. Yeah, well, palladium made way more money going up, too. Yeah, palladium would have hurt. Palladium would have hurt me. That would have hurt my portfolio. Ooh, we dropped a little bit. This was a nice bullish candle. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see where this closes. I can guarantee you guys that if this closes near the bottom of the candle, everything I said today is no longer valid. Everything depends on this candle being ideally a bullish candle. I need a hollow body. I want to see a hollow body. If it's a hollow body, I am comfortable going into the weekend. If it's if the S&P closes below 2,880, I will probably not hold my position into the weekend. I will take the loss. I will take whatever the percentage loss is. Let's estimate. I will gladly take the 5% loss. Now remember, that's not a 5% loss on my portfolio. That's a 5% loss on a sixth of my portfolio. So a sixth of your portfolio with a 5% loss, that's about a 1% loss, maybe 1.5 tops. Okay. So I'm looking at a 1 to a 1.5% loss, and I can easily recover from that. And that is what some people would get wrecked on. Some people get wrecked on this because that was a monster slam down in the S&P. And I'm only looking at a 1% loss. So that's what it's like to do proper money management. When you're trying to catch a falling knife. If I was more comfortable in that trade, I could have gone leverage big time to the upside. So it really depends. You have to understand the environment and the trade. Okay. Someone said something about Zoom. Let's go look at Zoom. I'm keeping this to under an hour, guys. You want to look at fake Zoom or you want to look at real Zoom? Love the fake Zoom. Whoa. Whoa. Well, again, another asset, but this one I would have certainly had a stop loss on, or I could have bought some puts, whatever it is to protect the position. But you see right here, let me do something real quick. You can see right here, the green 2 went above a green 1, went above a 9 in an orderly fashion. That gets me into a long trade. This hits my stop loss because this thing was up pretty nicely. Again, not actively trading, so wasn't in it. What about fake Zoom? Look at fake Zoom. Look at this. Look at this. This is your shitcoin, guys. This is the shitcoin. This is, oh my God, I can buy Zoom. Like, these guys didn't get the memo. Like, these guys didn't get the memo that Zoom has crashed off the top for 10%. And they're like, oh my God, Zoom stock is so cheap. I can buy it for $7 instead of $110. Okay. This is, you guys realize this is like not real Zoom. This is idiots mistaking Zoom for Zoom. This is your Ripple. This is your Link. This is your whatever other shitcoin you want to name it. This is fake Zoom. We talk about fake meat and we talk about fake Zoom on the show all the time. This is fake meat. Well, I guess with the coronavirus, people are interested in fake meat. So that's bad. Oh, earnings. Earnings. Fake meat isn't doing too good. How's Netflix doing? Tesla? Probably on a rebound. You know, I think this coronavirus scare is going to be good for Tesla. But almost anything's going to be good for Tesla. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And I'll tell you why. I also want to look at Virgin Galactic. And they're rebounding as well. Okay. So here's why this could be good for Tesla. It's just logical reasoning. If you look at the numbers of people that die from the coronavirus, the sicker you are to begin with, the more likely this is to kill you. The older population are more vulnerable. So anything that gets countries into cleaner energy, into less emissions on the road, like you may not like Tesla and you think the company just bleeds money, but it is in a way better. I don't know if it's better for the environment, right? But it's better for your local health. Like if you go to a place like, I haven't been to Beijing or Shanghai, but I hear pollution's pretty bad. I mean, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Kuala Lumpur. LA used to be pretty bad. New York used to be pretty bad. So there's also why palladium's rising. Palladium is used in air pollution cleanup. So people are starting to realize that the healthier you are, the more likely you are to survive these kinds of these kinds of virus attacks. Probably also why fake meat's not going to do very well. It's definitely not as healthy as real meat. Debatable, but not really. So my view is this. More and more countries, more and more people are going to want to clean up their local streets of pollution. And the best way to clean up those local streets of pollution is to go to electric cars. And Tesla has a huge advantage. They may not even have the most efficient car, but they sure in hell has the coolest car. Even the damn truck's going to be cool when it comes out, as hideous as it looks. So Tesla has a huge advantage here. So the more people get worried about their health, like buying Tesla is also a play that people are going to look to get healthier and try to live longer. That's the play. So I didn't know Elon Musk's Shark Tank. Starlink. I don't know how I read Sharklink. I don't know much about Starlink. I really don't. I haven't looked into it. It really depends. Good question. Let's go to Lyft and let's go to Uber. Here is Lyft. Lyft IPO'd first. Lyft IPO'd and everyone recognized that the Lyft IPO was overpriced. And Lyft is now down 60%. So within the first couple of days, you can generally gauge the environment, whether the IPO was underpriced or overpriced. You can do that within fairly quickly. I know some IPOs like rise early and then drop. We saw that with, let's say, Jaima. IPO'd here, shoots up. You think it was undervalued, but then look at this disaster. Okay, look, trading is not easy, like I told you guys, but Lyft was obviously overpriced at IPO, like obviously. Not only was it obvious to anyone watching the IPO happen, everyone recognized that it was overpriced. Now the question is, how overpriced was it? And for me, going back to my days of trading Facebook IPO, my over-under is usually 50%. I will stay patient and I will try to pick it up on a 50% discount. Even Facebook did. Google didn't do it. Google IPO'd so perfectly, it just went straight up, okay? But Google learned from the mistakes of Facebook and others, and that's why they did well. Uber learned from the mistakes of Lyft. Uber learned from the mistakes of Lyft. And Uber so undervalued their IPO that it was up for the first 3 months. It IPOs in May and it goes up into June. So maybe not 3 months, but for the first month, okay? And then it took a correction And that correction was very reasonable. It was 45% off the new high, but it was only 30% off the IPO. But everyone knew that everyone thought that Uber was going to IPO at like $100. And then they IPO'd at like $30. And everyone is like, what? So they really undervalued the IPO. Well, in hindsight, they didn't undervalue the IPO, because in hindsight, even with their lowball IPO, the IPO was still overvalued. And that is proven by the fact that 6 months later, it was trading at a 30% discount in a bull market. Okay. So, but they couldn't lower the price anymore, or some early on investors would have probably sued them. Okay. Even though it's to their benefit to lowball the IPO and then have it rise into the day that they can exit. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds here. So how do we get on this? Oh yeah, Elon Musk's latest IPO. It all depends what the IPO price is. Now with Uber, we had a reference point. With Uber, we had Lyft that IPO'd a few months earlier or a month earlier. With Starlink, I don't know. I actually don't know what Starlink does. I think is that a global internet thing? Like, I don't know. I haven't looked into the company. So you got to check not only similar companies and how their IPOs have done, you got to check, probably against Virgin Galactic, probably against Tesla itself. You got to check the latest technology stocks and how they're performing. Maybe Uber is a good use case as well. And then you got to gauge the sentiment of the early investors in Starlink. Like, let's say, I have no idea what the valuation of Starlink is, but let's use round numbers. Let's say Starlink is going to IPO at $50 a share. Just randomly guessing a number. They're going to IPO at $50 a share. What you need to do is you need to scour all the news events, all the news articles, and look at what do the insiders of Starlink wanted the IPO to be. Are they really angry that it's IPOing at $50 and they expected it at $100? Or are they really happy that it's IPOing at $50 because they expected $25? And here's the beauty of it. It's the counter indicator. Because if they are so pissed that Starlink is IPOing at $50, that means there is a high probability that it was a lowball IPO and it's not going to fall that much. But if they're so happy it's IPOing at $50 because their early investment was at 20 cents, if they're really, really happy that it's that high at $50, that's their valuation, but they can't sell for months and months and months, that shit can fall from $50 back to 25. So it's not the price that it's IPOing at, it's the relativity of that price to the sentiment of early investors versus the peers in the same industry and same hype cycle. The hype matters. It's all about what is Starlink going to do for the future, like Tesla and like Virgin Galactic. All right, I think a few friends of mine are shooting over potential Q&A questions. Oh yeah, that's right. I posted this article to my friends, but not publicly. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. It's a good article. It's a good headline, but I don't know what this means. So there were 3 notable CEOs that have departed. I don't know why. I haven't really read the article. I just read the headline. Okay. So what do we got? In all of 2019, a total of 1,640 CEOs left their jobs. Okay, but the most common job title, by the way, is like CEO. Everyone's a CEO. In crypto space, I would say 93% of all people in the crypto space are CEOs. It's becoming the most useless title in history. There were a few notable ones, like CEO of Disney and like a few others. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is good or bad. No comment. Bezos sold 4.1 billion in stock. He's a rich man, wants to relax. He's getting old. Maybe he wants to, put it in Bitcoin so that his next wife doesn't get it. I don't know. You can't read into these things. Like you don't know. All right, guys, I promise this wouldn't go over an hour. We're almost at an hour. Please support through the affiliate links. I still have some products. There might be a workshop. I promised I said I wasn't going to do any more workshops. I might do an intro to options workshop in New York, maybe, because I'll be in New York for consensus. That's a maybe. The financial summit, I'll know soon. Maybe. The Dominican Republic, 19 to 25, that's going to be a hell of a fun. Okay, got another question. Where is the safe haven during the Corona scare moving forward? Pharmaceuticals? Gold getting hammered, Bitcoin getting hammered as well, nowhere to hide. Well, hindsight is always 2020. But if you really felt, I didn't think the coronavirus would tank the market this much, but I also wasn't really paying attention as much as I should have been. Now, if I go here and I go to sectors, do I have sectors? I have sectors. Which one of these is the pharmaceutical sector? This is how long it's been since I've done this thing. Oh, pharmaceutical is not actually a sector, it's a subsector. Biotech. What's the good one? IDB, I believe. iShares did this one, right? And I wonder if I can just do US exchanges. No, too much effort. I gotta find a pharmaceutical ETF. I'm sure there is one. There's an ETF for everything. I gotta get like a list of all the ETF, but we can look at bio. Oh, didn't do that good either. I mean, the pharmaceutical should be doing well. Find the ETF. You got to find the right sector. We can just walk through the sectors real quick. Energy is getting crushed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's energy. My bad. That's financials. XLF is financials. Oh, they're getting crushed, but they're on a 9. Energy getting crushed on a 9 as well. Consumer staples. I thought this would perform better, only on a 7. Consumer discretionary, that one is going to take a bigger hit. I would think that the discretionary would take a big hit. Technology. Technology shouldn't do that badly in this environment because the technology can help us a lot. Again, Zoom getting crushed today, but generally Zoom was a good safe haven, like I said weeks ago. Utilities. A little surprised why it's down this much. I'd have to look into why. Healthcare. Oh, yeah. See, healthcare, this hurts healthcare because while the insurance companies might jack up your rates, the insurance companies make more money when people are healthy. The insurance companies don't make a lot of money when everyone is sick. It doesn't work that way. Like your car insurance company, your best client, you are the insurance company wants you as a client if you are a safe driver. They don't want you if you are a terrible driver. You may think they want you if you're a terrible driver because they're charging you 5x. They're a good driver, but their best driver is a driver that pays them $100 a year their entire life and never gets into an accident and never calls them. Like, you know how much client support costs the insurance company? I know, because I have to do client support for people of the Tone Vays business. So if I can avoid all client support, that saves me a shit ton of money, okay? So the insurance companies are not going to do well in a world where everyone's getting sick from corona. But it's on a 9. I'm trusting the 9s. Look, I went in one day too early. I'm paying for it, but I went in, well, look at this, 9s everywhere. Industrials, 9s. I trusted the moving averages more than the sequential. Probably should have stuck with the sequential. This is materials. Yeah, materials are going to take a hit because if there's a global economy slowdown and businesses are closed, that one should take a hit. The real estate sector. Interesting. A lot of these topped on a 9. Like, paying close attention to these markets. I like the volume here. Look at this. All right, what am I missing here? Okay, that was the real estate. There we go. Communication services. This one should be doing better. Should be doing better. A little surprised here. I think this one can rebound nicely. And the biotech, I thought biotech would hold up better. It should have held up the best. And it's right on the moving average, only on a 5. So yeah, so there you have it. Well, how are the bonds doing, right? Do I have a fixed income portfolio here? Man, I can't, like, if I start trading, all of these would be like well-oiled machines. Do I have bonds and yields? Can the Fed intervene next meeting? Yes, they can drop rates. Absolutely. Yeah, the rate cut will help, even if it's just mentally. Let's look at the rate. Nice 13. So the rate's dropping. I got to get my charts for the yield curve and look at the inversion stuff. Look at that. So there's your safe haven bonds. Look at this. Bonds are topping on a 9. This is TLT. This is the most popular ETF of bonds. And bonds would have been a safe haven. You know, you get out of the stock market. There's always a bull market somewhere, right? That was a decent bull market. Let me see. Why is this? What's wrong with this? Hold on. What am I missing here? I'm not sure what's going on. I don't have like the top of my thing is cut off. Let's see. Okay, so bonds look like they're topping, and S&P looks like it's bottoming. Now, how did bonds do in February? Well, in February, you know, bonds are up 8%. That's pretty damn good. For the bond ETF, that's pretty damn good. Up almost 10% off the lows on February 5th. Up 6.5% since the breakout. Look at this beautiful breakout on a 3 above a 2 off of a little gap there. And the bonds look like they're topping. Let's zoom out. Let's go back further. Bonds are doing well. Look at this. It's almost an all-time high. There's your safe haven. Bonds are still doing well. We have been in a, look at this. This is a 10-year rise in bond value since the crash. I mean, the bond ETF is raging here. And the rates are still low. I should refinance my apartment. Oh, wow. If I can get a 10-year, if I can get like let's say a 15-year mortgage for say 2.5%, that'd be nice. Yeah, look at that, the 10-year bond rate. Whoa. Whoa. I may have to call the bank here. No, still got a couple of days to go, or a couple of weeks to go. I may be looking into this. May not be a bad time to refinance, get some cash out. Maybe I won't have to sell that kidney to buy some Bitcoin later. Is it time to start looking at inverse ETFs for a way to capture further downside? No, I don't think so. I think the downside is at least temporarily over. I think the downside is at least temporarily over. How many viewers do we still have? What, 780 viewers? Nice. I'm looking at a bounce here. Look, all the sectors that I just went through, most of them are on nines. I'm trusting it at least for 1 to 4 days. I'm trusting it. The Dow is on a 9. The S&P is on a 7. The bonds that have been going up like crazy for over a week, they're topping on a 9. I think the markets are about to flip. Gold already fallen. I think the money is going to go from gold into the equities. I think we're bouncing here. Famous last words. There goes the S&P 500 down. Like I said, if we're closing in this area, I will not hold my position through the weekend. I will take the exit. But I do think that the worst of this, I'm not saying we're not going to have a lower low. I'm just saying I'm looking for this bounce. But I'm not going to risk it going into the weekend unless the end of the day has positive volume. So I will certainly be watching the market between 3 and 4 p.m. today. 100%. I may or may not be live streaming it, but 100% I'm looking at it. Because when I started this video, this was looking much, much better. I'm going to go to the 5-minute chart, and I'm going to see what the hell happened today. Yeah, when this video started, we were here. Because we started this video at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and it's 2 p.m. Eastern time, because my computer is always on Eastern time. This is not good. This is not good right now. 5-minute chart, I prefer the 10-minute chart. I love my 10 a.m. reversals. There it is. Beautiful 10 a.m. reversal. Anyone that has ever attended my workshop knows how much I love the 10 a.m. reversal. Ridiculous amount of money could have been made today. Ridiculous. 10-minute chart was my go-to. I was always looking for a reversal candle at the 10 a.m. candle. This is, oh, God. Like, I hate day trading these days, but I'm going to probably release some footage of the... We talked about this in depth in Vegas. Look at that. 82 points on the S&P. 83 points on the S&P. Holy shit. In the futures market, this is like, wow. It's going to be like a year's worth of income right there. But obviously, you're not going to sell the top. So this is a more realistic look. 50 points. 10 a.m. reversal couldn't have been more beautiful. Perfect 10 a.m. reversal. You wait for this trade like once a decade. Maybe not once a decade. But this is not good. This is very, very bad. Very bad. This candle needs to reverse and reverse quickly. It needs to reverse actually now. This candle needs to reverse, and in the next 30 minutes, we need to be back above 2,900, or it's not going to end very well for the week. And I still think there's way more chance to get good news over the weekend than bad news over the weekend. But this 10 a.m. reversal is absolute money. Anyone that attended my workshops knows exactly what I'm talking about. Those that have not attended my workshop have no clue what I'm talking about. Okay, Financial Summit. Come on, guys. Come to DR. Come join us in DR. We have most of the cool players back. Ugly, Willie. I'm still trying to see if Leah can make it. Socrates will be there. Oh, I got to talk to Brad. Da Vinci's coming back. And Joe Saz is coming back. It'll be great. We have people signed up for it already. But we want to make it a really good event. We want to make it at least 20 people there, like we had in Bali, where it's a nice small crowd that you can really discuss stuff. Ooh, Fibonacci's, good point. But the thing with the Fibonacci's is you got to be absolutely sure that the low is in. And we don't know if the low is in yet. Like we can go lower on Monday. But as of right now, oops, drawing the wrong thing. As of right now, I could do this, and the Fibonacci is saying that we are good to come back to about 3,060. But that's assuming this is the low, which we don't know. I should probably do it on the S&P itself. Yeah, that's not a good candle. That is a scary candle. We'll know Monday, Tuesday if this is the low. It's too early to tell now. But Monday, Tuesday, we will absolutely know if this is the low or not. Probably Monday we'll know. Because Monday, we're either going to be back here at 3,050 or we're going to be way back down there. What I'm pretty sure is not going to happen is a doji candle on Monday in the middle of this candle. That I'm pretty sure is not happening. All right, so the Fibonacci is higher than my entry. So if we make it back to that 38% Fibonacci, which I believe that we will, even if this is a 50% correction in the market, I still believe it will come back to this 38% correction, 38% Fibonacci line. We're okay. All right, guys, I gotta go. Once again, Financial Summit. Come join us in DR. It's awesome. Understanding Bitcoin. Please support through the affiliate page. Check out our merch. The merch was selling really well at Unconfiscatable. Lots of people liked our store. Check out the store. It's really, really cool. And other than that, see you guys in South Africa. I'm going there on Sunday. Talk to you all on the next one. Subscribe.